in today's Animal Adventures video, I do a tier list with all the new units from the Fate update. Now, as I go through the tier list, I'll be letting you guys know what you should summon for, what you shouldn't summon for, and what is a part of the new update. So the units that I've added into the new update for each tier. So you pretty much want to watch the whole video. I mean, I won't make it really long, like 20 minutes long, 10 minutes long. So don't worry about that. I mean, it might be 10 minutes, I don't know. So please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and please watch it out because I'm trying to save for a PC. If you like, the video's gonna do better. And yeah, I'm not gonna keep this video too long. Let's get straight into it. Now, if you have any units in this tier, do not evolve them. There's not any new units added to this. Do not summon for them. If you have them, don't evolve them. Don't use them. Aaron is used for leaderboard runs, so if you have Aaron, it's for leaderboard runs. But yeah, do not summon for any of these units. If you have them, just don't evolve them. Just leave them in your inventory. Use them until you get better mythics later on in the tier list. If you have any units in good ground, good air/hybrid, and good support, I will not necessarily summon for these units. But if you do have them and towards the top end, so like from left, the top left, I would not summon for them, but you could evolve them if you're really struggling in the game and you're struggling to get mythics. Then it's reasonable to evolve them, but I definitely not summon for them. And realistically, in best case scenario, I will not even evolve them because you're gonna waste future materials. Now, most people already know this scenario with farms and will probably skip this part of the video, but if you're a new player, then you might not know. So basically, you got Bowman, Nami, and Speedwagon. Then you only need 2 of these. It doesn't necessarily matter which one you have. Nami is a tradable one, so most likely you have Bowman and Speedwagon, which you can get from summoning on any banner. Like, you can get it if it's featured on the standard or on the special banner just by getting lucky. It's not too hard to get. And Bowman is the better farm when it comes to giving you more money, but it's more expensive to upgrade, so people usually use it for legend stages, infinite modes, and Speedwagon for story stages. However, it doesn't really matter which one you use because there's not a big farm difference. Like, it doesn't give you that much more cash. It's not like a big difference. So whichever one, realistically, you want to have 2 farms because in the game you're going to need 2 farms. Maybe not all the time, but at most points in the game. Now, meta burn has fallen off. Now, I used to do meta burn quite a lot just because back in the days, meta burn would matter because of the elements and things like that. And burn was actually like a big thing back in the days. But nowadays, burn doesn't really matter that much, but Demiurge is the best burn unit in the game, second to Abdul, but it doesn't really matter too much, especially because Guts is burning type. It doesn't burn, but he has the element, which is all people care about now due to tournaments and things like that. So yeah, Bear Burn is not changed, Demiurge is the best, Abdul is the second best, but I'm not summoned for these units because you don't really need them. Bear Burn doesn't really matter as much as it did before, and I might have removed from my tier list, I don't know, but I'm kind of lazy at the moment, so I'm going to leave it how it is for now. But don't summon for these, and if you have Demiurge, you can evolve him, I guess, but not the rest. Now, Meta Bleed, we've got Guts being the best bleed unit in the game by far. Close to Stain when it comes to just pure bleed, but not DPS and damage. So, what I recommend you summon for is Guts when you see Guts and banner, and that's it. Stain, you don't actually summon for Stain. You grind for him, and you grind for him doing raids. You'll see it in the My Hero raid. If you go to all the raids, you can see you can claim it from the My Hero raid. You grind that 15 times, you get him guaranteed. Or you can get him by being lucky in the My Hero raid. If you get lucky, you get a lucky drop. Or you can get him guaranteed by doing 15. But yeah, definitely 100% summon for Guts, because later on when we get to Meta Air/Hybrid, I'm explaining the new units and stuff, yeah, you're going to understand why he's so good, because not only does he bleed full AoE, he does a lot of damage. So yeah, when you get to that part, you'll understand. But definitely summon for Guts if you see him in banner, and grind for Stain, because you will need him at some point in the game, when you get towards endgame or mid-game. Now, I'd like to clarify that the tier lists go from top left to bottom right, so top left is the best, bottom right is the worst. But when it comes to meta support, it's more judgmental. Like, there is best to worst, but there's no exact, this is definitely the best support in the game by far. It's not really like that. There are like the best supports, but it's kind of like depends what you need in that situation and what you need. But if you're wondering why I've moved Griffin down, it's just because purely the fact that he's got nerfed pretty much. You need 100k to get the Griffin buff. So that's why he's still meta support, don't get me tripping. 100% more damage is broken, but not maybe at the top, because Homer time stops. I definitely get Homer, but you can only get from trading. Law I definitely get. Kira I definitely get. I definitely get Erwin. I definitely get Leafy or Wendo, whichever one you get. And I definitely get Koichi. I don't also get Shaltier if you got bleed units. I'd also get Oshi. Then the rest of the support units, I mean, you can get Shigaraki if you're going to do tournaments. But the rest you don't really need. Just get the ones that I said. And you can get them in order, to be honest, as the ones that I said, because I said it in kind of the correct order, I guess. But you probably won't get them in the same order, since some are easier to get than others, like Erwin or Wendo are legendary, so it should be kind of easy to get. And if you want to know what each one does, I mean, you can ask me in the comments, but if the video's been out for a long time, then you're probably just going to have to check on YouTube. Because the thing with supports, it's not like a single answer like, oh yeah, this is the best support by far, only get this one. That's not really how it works for support units. Now this is where the tier list actually gets interesting, and where we've actually got new units in the game into the tier list. So first we've got what's his name? No, his name's Archer. Yeah, Archer. He is pretty much the new hybrid other than Gilgamesh, which I'll get onto later. So yeah, Archer, he's next to Guts and Poseidon. Now he's definitely better than Poseidon. I don't know how to say by how much, but he's better than Poseidon 100%. And he's pretty much an alternative for Guts. Him and Guts are equal, kind of. I think Guts is better in my opinion because he bleeds, he's full, and he's full AoE. But Archer does a little bit more damage, and he has I think he has a little bit more range, but it's not full AoE and he does not bleed. But he's definitely better than Poseidon, I'll say that. So if you don't have Guts, get Archer. If you have Archer, don't get Guts. Just get one of the two, because they both also have the same typing. They both are burn and physical, so there's no point in having both in any scenario other than the fact that what's it called, you don't have one or the other, or you're just trying to get the rerolls. So yeah, now we've got Gilgamesh. Now you're probably wondering, bro, how is Gilgamesh better than Ainz? Now I've got a lot of points to say, and people in the comments are probably going to disagree with me, some might agree with me. So yeah, don't flame me before I get to my point, and even if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments. Just take it as constructive criticism. I won't start getting angry. I won't start, you know what I mean. Like I don't really care that much. So basically, Gilgamesh has 50k DPS, something around that, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. He has 3 placement, and he does a lot of damage. Now he's not full AoE, but he is hybrid obviously. 50k DPS is a little bit expensive, but he's not expensive as Ainz. He does not need unique like Ainz, and I think he does a little bit more DPS than Ainz. I'm not sure, because I know Ainz is full AoE and he summons, but he costs a lot more. You pretty much need unique because he's a single placement. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because Gilgamesh is cheaper, not by loads, but by a solid amount due to how much Ainz costs. That's why he's better than Ainz in my opinion. And I'll definitely get him before Ainz. But the thing is, Ainz is a guaranteed, like you guaranteed get him. Whereas Gilgamesh, you don't. It's by chance pretty much, or trading afterwards. So yeah, but Gilgamesh in my opinion is better than Ainz just because he's cheaper, does a little bit more DPS and more placement. So if you have both the unique, then Ainz is a better unique. But with no uniques, Gilgamesh is better, and this tier list is no uniques. I mean, it is impacted by uniques, but not fully, so I would say that Gilgamesh is better for this tier list. Now, finally, we have Meta Ground, which is the last tier, so don't worry, we're finally done, pretty much. But I'm going to explain all the new units, what we're talking about, and things like that. So, we've got 3 new units in Meta Ground, which is quite a lot. Usually, they don't add that many ground units in the update, but this update decided to add a lot of ground units for some reason, because, I don't know, they just felt like adding a lot of ground units. So, Saber is definitely the best ground unit from the update, not the best ground unit in the game, but from the update. Better than Kira in DPS, maybe not ability wise, but this is Meta Ground for DPS and things like that, not for Kira's ability. I mean, Kira's ability does put him over, I think he's called Illy. I did not watch Fate, so I don't know the genders and who they are, what's the names, I don't know. But yeah, Saber is worse than Roger, not by too much, by a little bit, but better than Kira. Stain is still the best ground unit in the game because of his bleed and all of his abilities and things like that, so makes him the best ground unit. Anyone can agree with that, no one's going to disagree. Then we've got Illy, who's better than Lancer by a decent amount, not too much, because Lancer crits, but he's still better than Lancer. Then Lancer is pretty much the worst ground unit of the update, and probably the worst unit of the update overall, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to say. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments, and please subscribe, because this video was actually under 10 minutes, like I said, and some YouTubers, they might make the tier list 10 minutes long, but not me, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.